Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tam's Psych Advice. I'm Tamara, and today we're going to focus on the ENFP male and the ENTP female as a couple. Now, this could be potentially a very wild couple if they choose to be, or they can take turns grounding each other. There's usually one person in the dynamic that is grounding the other. This couple can also be hugely successful. They are both very much idea people, so they've got lots of ideas. If they can hone in those ideas and execute them, they can rise to levels that most people cannot. They can be conventional or unconventional. They can be trendy or untrendy when it comes to fashion sense. So I've seen this couple where they can either be extremely fashion forward or not really care about clothes at all. The ENFP, if he's really into fashion, he might change his looks, his hair every other day. The ENTP female might be very professionally dressed or very trendy. They will both care deeply for their children, of course. But the ENFP is an NF, so he is going to tap into the feelings arena. He's going to be really honed in. So the ENTP female might rely on him a little bit more for just navigating the feeling aspect of the child. What is it that they're wanting emotionally? The ENFP male will probably be more rule oriented as far as this is what the child needs. They both have a free-flowing style. So when it comes to parenting, they are probably going to look at their own lives, their own trauma, the restrictions that they had to deal with growing up, and they're not going to want to restrict their kids. They're going to want them to be who they are, to self-express, to not be tied down to a ton of regulations, but have the freedom to explore a little bit more. Sometimes the ENTP female can be lighter on her children than she is on other people. She might let her kids get away with things that she shouldn't, whereas I think a male ENTP tends to be tougher on his kids. Like he could be really tough, and then the ENTP female can be a little bit too laxed, and the kid could be craving more structure, more rules. Tell me what I should do. And the ENTP, maybe their heartstrings are just pulled and they can be a little laxical, and that's not in all cases. I really like it when I see a couple that's a thinking, feeling couple where they're all the same letters except for that one letter. This could be an exciting couple. I think they can really bounce off of each other's energy, really get each other, even though they are completely different temperaments. Kiersey says NT is a temperament, NF is a temperament. They might misunderstand each other in that aspect. They may feel a little bit not as traditional because 75% of women are feelers, 75% of men are thinkers, but that feeling preference really elevates the ENFP male to another level when it comes to business ventures and opportunities, the workplace. He will probably advance or be really highly looked at when you look at the entertainment world, music, acting. Men with this MBTI type are usually propelled forward. Now, what could bring some tension to the relationship is you got an ENTP that's already a dominant, strong personality type, and you're putting it on a female. So she will be respected in society in some ways that other women may be disregarded, but at the same time, people may also look at her like, who do you think you are? Why are you saying that? Why are you so straightforward? So she's got pressure from either side, and the same could come into place with her husband, where it's like, who is this strong female making coffee trickle? It's an advantage and a disadvantage. It's a blessing and it's a curse. It could cause her to question herself in ways that a man or a woman may never. It may cause her to retract when she should move forward, or move forward when she should retract, because She's going to feel that unspoken societal pressure to conform. But this could be a naturally rebellious type. But even if they're uncomfortable in that lane, they're still going to challenge certain things. Like, why would you like oatmeals and chocolate chip cookies? That just doesn't make any sense to me. So even if it's subtle, be more feminine, but I want to speak my mind, women's empowerment, this is who I am. But then she's getting pushback that could be extremely confusing to her. An ENTP female may waver more than an ENTP male. However, this is still a very strong personality type, and they're going to push forward in ways that other types wouldn't, period. It wouldn't surprise me if the ENTP female had a job title that was controversial, but maybe has something unique in it. ENTPs kind of like shock value a little bit. They could also be in politics, an attorney. Maybe they are a mayor of their city or a city councilwoman. The ENFP spouse is going to like intense emotional experiences and have a wide range of emotions. Both types are going to have a passion for what's new. They're going to be full of life. Both of them can become bored easily. They like to experience many different events that affect people's lives. ENFP can motivate others and have very strong convictions about things. And they're going to want to speak out about things that are important in life, and so is that ENTP. ENFP can be enthusiastic, contagious, vivacious, inspire other people. Both can be very abstract when it comes to communicating. ENFP is going to be very cooperative in implementing goals, whereas ENTP might be more confrontational in that area or more questioning when it comes to certain things and not just accepting the status quo. ENTPs and ENFPs, they can have a strong drive to speak out about certain issues that are prevalent. Both have in common is that they're going to trust their intuition, but the ENFP is going to be more prone to seeking identity. Who am I? They're going to be more preoccupied with morale, whereas ENTP might be more towards seeking the truth. Both of them can be driven a little crazy with the mundane. They're not going to want to repeat experiences all the time. I mean, of course, if it's something that they love doing, yes, but the repetitive can drive them both absolutely nuts. NFP is going to want to bring the self into whatever they experience, and they can feel frustrated when they feel like they've been disconnected in a way. So they like emotional intensity. They never want to lose touch with their real feeling side. But the ENTP is not a feeler, even though they can appear to be. If they get into deep conversations with people, they can be very caring and climb in with the person, but they are still thinkers. They're still going to be objective about things. They can both be very expressive. Both can be fiercely independent. They can both be driven by wisdom, inspiration, and be courageous people. So imagine being united as a front and being inspired by something. They can move mountains. They're both spontaneous. They both want to be themselves, but remember the ENFP is always going to be driven towards who am I, the self. There's going to be more of assuredness in the ENTP of this is who I am, this is what I stand for. When it comes to what isn't standard, ENFP is going to make a lot of efforts to be authentic, whereas ENTP is going to be this is who I authentically am, take it or leave it. ENFP is going to be intensely concentrated on another individual, but by the same token, ENTP can also jump into that lane when they want to. Sometimes ENTPs can be a little harsh because they're objective and they like to push buttons, but that can challenge someone to see more of who they are, what they like, what they want to do. At the same time, they can both help people move to new levels when they hone in on people. So I think they would both say that they observe the people around them, just maybe with a different motive in mind. ENFP to validate, ENTP sometimes to invalidate. ENFP can draw people in. The ENTP can sort of push people away because they can be controversial. They can like to debate. They can like to find what is the problem with this issue, or being confrontational about certain things. Like, this person is wrong. They've committed a crime. I'm going to point it out. I'm going to be straightforward. The ENFP is going to be really skilled in handling people. And ENTP can tap in and out of that. So sometimes they are very skilled in handling people in a way that makes them feel wanted and connected and understanding a problem. But then on the other side, the ENTP can be polarizing and challenge people on their thought process. So with ENFPs, people enjoy their presence. They are characteristically positive. They have an innate goodness of life that shines through brightly. ENTPs can be the life of the party. They can be gregarious. They can be hilarious. They can be big personalities. But like I said, they can be great with political issues because they will stand on the forefront and not back down on their position so that change can happen. So we have to have people of both. Life can be an exciting drama for this couple. They're running to the challenges and they're both ready for an emergency. They can jump in together. ENFP can have outstanding intuitive powers, and they can try to read what's going on in another's mind and figure out what the hidden motives are. But although they can be accurate sometimes, there are times when they can be greatly inaccurate. They can inaccurately, negatively read a situation and pounce on it and take it to another level when what they're seeing is not the truth. They've taken something and in their minds, it's the truth. Like, they think they're seeing through something, but they can make a serious mistake in judgment, and that can greatly impact their relationship with the ENTP because the ENTP is saying you're misinterpreting what you are reading into. So they have to be careful with that. This couple has their first baby. The ENFP is putting himself in her shoes, very empathetic. You just had to go through pregnancy, ENTP, for 9 months. Now you're breastfeeding, you're exhausted. ENFP male is going to step in and take over the household chores and anything that needs to be done so that it can relieve some stress. Well, ENTP female, who feels very liberated and has that thinking preference, gets very angry. Why are you treating me like I'm helpless? I want to be a part of the team. I want to be still making contributions. I want to be able to do it all. When you have a thinking preference as a female, it changes things. So the ENFP male will step down a little bit and let her step up into those roles of female empowerment. So where he is trying to be compassionate could be seen as, you're seeing me as weak, but ENFP male is saying, I'm being loving and compassionate and caring. When you have the ENFP male and you have the ENTP female, it could dilute their natural dynamic when it comes to each other. I've seen the male ENFP be kind of aggressive and assertive and wild and speaking their mind. And when it comes to other men, it's like, I'm speaking my mind. I'm going to be tough on you. I'm not going to back down. I'm going to speak my opinion. They might even be a little bit overbearing to the other men at times. If I'm the leader in this circle, then I'm taking charge. That ENFP male is also used to sort of this special privilege. It's a big personality type, a very engaging one, a super likable one. So it's not unusual for them to be stars in the music industry, the TV industry, where they're sort of looked at as this like very charismatic male that people want to be around. It's not unusual for them to win the awards at work or get the company accolades because there's this dynamic going on, but it's on a male. So it makes it look different, but it's super appealing because the ENFP has that smile and they know how to reel people in. But even though they can be fierce when it comes to that workplace dynamic, when it comes to their love relationship, they may quiet down with that woman. Like sit back, really listen to what she's saying, soften with her, treat her with respect and high regard, cherish her as women are wanting to be cherished. You will be very intrigued by her and study the smallest minute things about her mannerisms and things that she does. Both of those types big personalities, but with each other when they're having a conversation about their marriage, they can learn to really respect each other, to really listen to each other, and to kind of quiet down in a way that is really interesting, where the ENTP female is holding back a little bit, giving him the respect. On the flip side of that, the ENFP feels offended by something that the ENTP says. Feelers and thinkers misunderstand each other all the time. I'm angry. You offended me. I'm going off. I'm letting you have it. I'm telling you what I'm thinking. I'm not going to hold back. I'm not going to censor what I'm saying. I don't know what I said. I wasn't trying to trigger you. I wasn't trying to offend you or upset you. Well, they can kind of teach each other to quiet down a little bit, and like we need to walk on eggshells a tiny bit with each other. You're trying to be sensitive to my needs, and that isn't what I want in this situation. And then the other one is like, hey, wait a minute. You need to be a little bit more cautious of your words and just speaking your truth and saying it like it is with objectivity, because I am personally offended. This couple could also be more open to switching gears when A, something isn't working, or B, let's say the ENFP has the dream of becoming a singer someday, and the ENTP may be more tolerant of that than some other types would be. Like, follow your dreams, go for it. We're going to make our relationship work. We're going to be flexible. We're going to shift some things. I'm going to be accepting of your need to explore other opportunities in life that may be interference in raising our children and our marital life and being home together all the time. This couple may be more open and flexible to unique dynamics because they both have a need for exploring and being open and looking at different points of view. So if you are this couple, what unites you and what breaks you apart? Where does the conflict lie? And if you're struggling in relationships, check out my book, Flip the Script on Love by Tamara Hunter Zyon. It's on Amazon, and I'm sure something in there will resonate and help you on your journey. So thank you for joining me, my lovely friends, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.